Hello! Welcome to the second installation of my top favoriteest Super Nintendo games of all time. This video will cover 10, 11, and 12. If I can do math correctly, I believe that's where we are at. So, without further ado, Super Bomberman! So I love all of the Super Bomberman games. So this one is on the list because it's the first one I got to play back in when did it release? Like 93. So I couldn't have been older than like 5 or 6 when I played it for the first time. But it was one of the first games that was like really fun for my dad and I to play co-op with. You know, like they're such simple games, and as I got older I learned to appreciate that because I could just like come home and shoot the shit with my dad over like, you know, a couple hours of Bomberman. You know, get home from like a rough day at like 3rd grade and I need to play some Bomberman and relax. I had a really stressful day doing addition and subtraction. I remember this one time my dad and I were like hours into Bomberman. My mom really wanted to go grocery shopping, so my dad and I begged her, you know, we're like, can we just stay home and you can go grocery shopping because we're really having fun and playing this game. And she was like, okay, fine. So she like left to go grocery shopping, was gone, you know, an hour or 2 at the most. And she came back and we were still like playing. And I just remember the look on her face. It's, you know, probably doesn't sound too funny right now, but it was one of my fond memories because we were just like, oh, you know, like watching the screen and like, you know, button mashing on our like 8-button controller or however many the Super Nintendo had. I just pulled that button out of my ass. I pulled that number out of my ass. She was just like, oh my god, you guys are still playing. And that's like one of the first times I remember, you know, like being absolutely hooked to a game like that. That, you know, him and I would just play for hours and hours and hours and give no shits about anything else. And it was really, really fun. I do remember though there was a boss we could never beat. I think it was the final boss. And to this day, I don't know how to beat it because back then the internet really wasn't a thing that was easily accessible. I should look that up. Zombies ate my neighbors. Focus, camera, focus! Focus! Fuck it. Want to see something funny? Okay, show you. $8.99 for a used copy of Zombies Ate My Neighbors back in the day. That's really funny. I think now they go for like, what, 40 bucks? So in my PlayStation 1 top favorite video games of all time video, I talked briefly about how Resident Evil first introduced me to zombies and ultimately caused me to shit my pants for years of my life. So I was in this weird position where I really liked Resident Evil and I really liked zombies, but I couldn't play the game because I was so scared. So Zombies Ate My Neighbors was like that happy medium for me. You know, it's not a scary game, but there are zombies and it's kind of cool. I mean, kind of cool, it's really fucking cool, but it still has the zombie elements to a point. So back in elementary school, I had a really good friend, and he and I would always hang out after school and play video games. And one of those video games was Zombies Ate My Neighbors. And so whenever I think about Zombies Ate My Neighbors, I'm like instantly transported back to elementary school. You know, like I can still like smell like the pleasant smell of his house. It wasn't an unpleasant smell. And we would eat like chicken noodle soup all the time because that was his favorite freaking meal in the world. I think that was like all we would eat would be chicken noodle soup, but that doesn't even matter. That doesn't even matter. What matters is that we played Zombies Ate My Neighbors all the time, and it was always fun to see how far we could get. But ultimately we had to succumb to cheat codes because that fucking Titanic toddler, I think that's what the level was called, and he had that big ass baby that was just like rampaging with like without a cause or direction. It was so unpredictable. Not to mention, I think like big children, not big children, like oversized children, I don't know what I'm trying to say, like children in general will freak me out, okay? And like, you know that dancing baby, that like CG that released, that shit gives me nightmares. So to like have this big giant fucking man baby thing walking around and causing shit freaked me out, man. That was scarier than Resident Evil itself.
Ready, one, fight!
Cool, man. Uh-oh. Help! Oh no.
Insert virtual Bart cartridge here. I'm letting my dad borrow it right now. I gave him my Retron and like Virtual Bart and a bunch of like older games. So I am not in possession of my one copy of Virtual Bart right now. The Virtual Bart was really fun because it had all of those like mini games in it. They had well, it was like a dinosaur mini game. It had like a mini game where you were a pig, one where you were a baby. There was like a racing one, a water slide one. There may have been another one that I'm forgetting, but my favorite one was the tomato throwing mini game. Holy crap, I spent countless hours chucking tomatoes at characters. I mean, I grew up watching The Simpsons. Like, that was something that my entire family did, and my entire family being my mom, dad, and I. But we would have dinner, and we would, like, sit around the couch with our TV trays and watch The Simpsons, and it was just awesome. So, yeah, it was cool to, like, see all these characters, and for the ones I didn't really like Nelson, because he was just a fucking bully, it felt really good to throw tomatoes at him, and it was just, God, it was so much fun. Some of the other mini games are pretty fun, too. I think my next favorite to the tomato throwing one was the dinosaur game, because you were, God, what was, I don't remember the name of it, but yeah, you were just like this Bartosaurus. I don't even know if it had a name or if I just made that up, but you would like run, and it was just so goofy because all the dinosaurs are so like derpy looking that you come across, and there's like tar pits for you to slowly die in, and you would like whip your tail around to attack, and I don't know why this signifies whipping a tail, but it does. So that one was fun too. My dad and I got a lot of good laughs out of that one. The water slide one, that was fun. That was more of a like, you know, dodge shit as you go down a water slide kind of game. The pig one, that one was actually pretty funny too, because again, okay, I could go on and on, but yeah, really good stuff, really fun mini games. You know, there's not really like a story there or anything, but the games themselves are fun. So, Virtual Bart. Thank you so much, friends, for watching this video, and I don't know what accent that was, but it's gone just as quickly as it came. Again, thank you so much for watching, and I will have another video out for you soon. Bye!